Hello and welcome to the IKAI Academy. Today we're diving into a term that you've probably heard a million times by now, LLM. But what does it actually stand for and what does it mean? Let's find out together. So you've definitely heard of ChatGPT, right? Maybe you've even used it or Google's Gemini. They feel kind of like magic. But what's the actual engine running behind the scenes? Well, that's the LLM, the large language model. But what is that really? That's exactly what we're here to do. We're going to cut through all the technical jargon and give you a super simple, clear way to understand what an LLM is, how it works, and frankly, why you should even care. So, you ready? Let's do this. Okay, so before we can really get what an LLM is, we need to zoom out a little bit. You see, AI isn't just one single thing. It's more like a giant toolbox filled with all sorts of different models, and each one has a very specific job. For example, you've got these things called diffusion models. They're kind of the artists of the AI world. You give them some text and boom, they create an image or even a video. Super cool. But what we're talking about today, the technology behind ChatGPT, those are language models. Their entire universe is built on words, understanding them, and generating new ones. All right, to really wrap our heads around this, let's forget about all the code and the computers for a second. Instead, I want you to imagine something a little more familiar. Let's talk about a very, very smart librarian. Just picture it, a gigantic school library. I mean, shelves going up to the ceiling, stretching for what feels like miles. It feels like it holds every book ever written. History, science, poetry, you name it, it's in there. Okay, now here's our special librarian. She has literally read every single book in this massive place, and she's memorized it all. But more than that, she understands the patterns, how sentences are built, how ideas connect. You can ask her anything, and she'll piece together a brilliant answer for you. But, and this is super important, she can only use information from the books in that library, nothing else. This right here, this is our basic language model.
So that's our language model. Pretty cool. But what happens when we go bigger? What happens when our librarian's world suddenly gets a lot larger than just this one building? This is where it gets really mind-blowing.
Think about it. Her knowledge just explodes. First, she gets access to all the city's school libraries. Then she moves on to all the university archives with all that deep academic knowledge. Next, she's absorbing everything about movies, music, politics, current events. And then, the final massive step, she gets plugged into a huge chunk of the internet. She's not just a smart librarian anymore, right? She's basically a super librarian. She has this near total knowledge of the world, all built from this unbelievable amount of text data. And that, right there, is the difference. That's what puts the large in large language model. It's all about the sheer scale. So, let's nail down the official definition. A large language model, or LLM, is an AI system that's been trained on a truly massive amount of text. And all that training is what allows it to understand what we're asking and reply in a way that sounds incredibly human. Okay, so the librarian analogy is cool and all, but how does this actually show up in your day-to-day life? Let's talk about what these things can really do for you. I mean, the possibilities are pretty much endless. If you're a student, it can break down a really tough topic for you. It can help you write video scripts or blog posts. You can use it to learn how to code or even pick up a new language. Need a recipe? It's got you covered. Need to draft a professional-sounding email? No problem. It can help you build presentations and even put together your resume. It's like having a super-powered assistant for, well, almost anything. But to get all that great stuff out of it, there's one word you absolutely have to know: prompt. A prompt is simply your instruction. It's the question you ask or the command you give to the AI. And believe me, how you write that prompt changes everything. It's a super simple rule, but it's probably the most important one. A good prompt gets you a good result. A bad, lazy prompt, well, it gets you a bad, lazy result. It's that classic saying, garbage in, garbage out. Be specific, be clear, and you'll get amazing things back. Okay, this brings us to a really, really important final section. As amazing as LLMs are, they are not magic, and they are definitely not perfect. You have to understand the rules of the game to use them right. And here is the number one rule, the thing you have to burn into your brain, no matter how smart they sound: these LLMs cannot think like us humans. They just can't. So what are they actually doing? Well, at their very core, they're just incredibly powerful prediction machines. They've scanned so much text that they've become experts at recognizing patterns. So when you ask a question, what it's really doing is just predicting which word is the most likely to come next, and then next, and then next. It's not thinking. It's just a master of guessing based on statistics.
And because they don't actually know or understand anything, they can get things wrong. They can be super confident and still give you completely incorrect information. Sometimes they even just make things up. People in the industry call these hallucinations.
So what does that mean for you? It means the responsibility is on your shoulders. You can't trust the output 100%. Ever. You have to do your own research and fact-check anything important. Think of it as an amazing tool, a great assistant, but never, ever a source of absolute truth. And that really leaves us with this incredible paradox, doesn't it? We've built these tools that can't think, but they can create. They can write poetry and code software. So what does that actually mean for our future? Well, if you want to keep exploring these kind of questions and start learning about AI professionally, make sure you follow IKAI Academy. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Thanks for watching.